That I have no evasion, but they just miss me half the time because I'm so fast. What are you? What's? Why am I missing? What's that? I messed up. Wait, I gotta check and try. Oh. The build revolves around the Seer and Inheritance chess piece, which says the effect of chill on you is reversed. A lot of people don't know what reverse chill is. So chill slows you, right? It slows your action speed. It slows everything you do. It makes you portal slower. It makes you pull a lever slower. It makes you attack slower. It makes you do everything slower. So it reverses this, and now it speeds you up instead of slows you down. That's all it means. All right, so day one of self-chill, reverse chill effect. It is very good. It is definitely the fastest build I've ever played. Now, there is one big problem with it. You have to use the Seer and Inheritance chess piece, and using this instead of like a real defensive chess piece is very noticeable. It basically takes me to 4k energy shield down from like 12k because just energy shield chests are so massive. But it is definitely worth it because I mean, you really just go fast. Now, the way it works is Shackles of the Wretched grants elemental ailments other than freeze you inflict are reflected to you. So you have to get a corrupt pair of shackles, and then you have to use a Vol Cultivation Orb on it and hope you hit this elemental ailment reflect. You can also just buy it. Now, there is another important thing here. So, as you can see, there is no line on here that says you cannot be chilled for 6 seconds after being chilled. Usually it does have that modifier. That node was also removed with the Vol Cultivation Orb. And for Stormweaver, that is required because you apply 2 chills with Heavy Snow's Ascendancy node. So you cannot have that modifier, otherwise that will not work. Now, if you want to play it on a different class, then you can use that modifier. It'll make it a lot cheaper here. Let me do that. Let me show you. So here we have one that just has this, and then it has you cannot be chilled for 6 seconds after being chilled. So, I mean, you know, okay, so obviously that's a problem, right? Because we're self-chilling ourselves. And if you are poor but you want to do this, which I don't really recommend, to be honest, because you're going to die a lot, but anyways, if you are poor and you really want to do this, you can run it with this modifier. You're just going to need to get a lot of chill duration to make it longer than 6 seconds so that downside doesn't matter. You can get it through a variety of nodes on the tree, like here. There's probably a few others. Yeah, and then you can also get it on Sapphire Jewels. So I do want to get a few jewels of that, actually. Now, other than that, that's the main interaction. There's really nothing else to it. You just have the chess piece. The effect of chill on you is reversed. And then the gloves reflect chill back to you. And then you always have 2 chills on yourself. And the thing about this chill is that it scales everything. And it's multiplicative, so it's way better than just getting like 75 attack speed or something. All your animations are faster. That includes portals and levers and everything like that. Although I have noticed when you get heavy stunned when sprinting, you do get up faster, but I feel like it's bugged because you get stuck for like a second after. So I think you're not actually getting up any faster. But it's not really a huge problem. Now, for my actual setup, I'm running Ice Shot with a bow setup. You could do this self-chill with a lot of different builds. It really doesn't matter. It doesn't even need to be a cold build, because here we have on Stormweaver, you have all damage from hits contribute to chill magnitude. So if you do it on Stormweaver, it doesn't even need to be cold damage. Basically, if you're just applying chill at some way, it will work. So the setup I'm doing is Ice Shot, and just got a typical fizz and crit bow here. I do want to upgrade this, but I got a pretty good deal on this. And then Ice Shot just clears everything amazingly, and it has good single target too, surprisingly. With Kadiro's Gambit, it has a bunch of modifiers that can actually help your DPS, like reversing arrows. That's the biggest one, because when you shoot Ice Shot, it splits off into 12 shards, and then the reversing will make them all reverse and hit the boss again. Very good. Diamond arrows just give you a bunch of crit, right? And then, yeah. So there's that. There's a lot of damage. And then there's a bunch of other, like, damage things. We're shocking 2 times because of Stormweaver here. I do need to get a little bit more shock magnitude. Got big crit chance with Garrokon's Resolve, which is really expensive now, but, you know, I could get more crit too. I'm still in the early stages of this build. Rocky had his flow to invert their resistance, pretty typical. However, there is something interesting. If you are too poor for this, then there is this node right here, which hits ignore non-negative elemental resistance of frozen enemies. It's a pretty good option here, because you will be freezing every boss. Then Thunderstorm is just for shocking, and it also gives them more freeze build up. Tornado Shot is a big one here. Basically, you throw down 2 tornadoes, and then when you shoot it, it actually will like trigger your arrows, and it is a big damage multiplier. It essentially allows you to shock on a boss, because the tornadoes replicate your projectiles, so it is essentially like a big shotgunning effect. And especially with Kadiro's Gambit, it's really good. Herald of Ice, you know, just for clear, it's pretty nice. Nothing notable there. I'm trying Tull's Stillness, so the chaos damage that I get, a little bit of chaos damage extra. I don't think it's worth the price, but, you know, figured I'd test it. Then I'm doing Blasphemy and Temp Chains when you're already so fast, and you're further slowing enemies with Chill and Blasphemy. It almost feels like I have evasion, even though I have 2%, because you run so much faster than the enemies that they actually just physically miss you. Like, they don't miss you because of your evasion. They actually just miss you. And then Freezing Mark on bosses gives you some extra cold damage and makes them freeze easier. And then I'm not too sold on Snipe. I mean, it's obviously good, but you really need it to crit, so it actually does like a one-shot on the boss. And I only have it about 50% crit, so it's half the time, and then it also consumes the freeze, so then the boss is unfrozen. Don't know how long I'm going to stick with that, but it is kind of fun to use. Ice Shot on its own is good enough for a single target, though, honestly. It can do everything. And then, if you are on like a budget here, something interesting is a good single target solution is Requiem. Now you might be wondering what that is. It's from the Last Lament crossbow. It's the skill it gives, and this is like a 1x crossbow or something. I'm pretty sure I bought mine for 1x. Yeah. And so this is gonna get better. You can get a one with level 20 skill and then like better rolls. So the main thing you want on it is the skill, obviously. And then it is just a huge machine gun, and it is very good for damage just on its own. I don't have any crossbow nodes or clicked or anything, but it is a very, very solid damage. In terms of other gear, I just have standard attack rings. This one's pretty bad. This one is pretty good. It has rarity and a bunch of stats I need. Then Amulet is +3 projectile, crit, rarity, some energy shield. I've anointed Overwhelming Strike. It gives crit chance and crit damage bonus. I don't know if anything's better. There might be, but that node is pretty good. Helmet, I just have energy shield and res and then some accuracy. Accuracy is not really required here. I need to replace that rune too. This rune doesn't do anything. Boots, just standard energy shield boots. Here I have a belt with some res and strength. Now you might be noticing I have strength on a lot of pieces of gear, like here, here, here. So with having no chest piece, essentially, you lose a ton of defense, right? So I'm trying to squeeze as much energy shield as I can. And here we have this one, which comes from the Heroic Tragedy Timeless Jewel. It makes strength not give life anymore. Every 2 strength is now 1% energy shield. So I essentially have an extra like 90% energy shield here. You can see if I take it off, it's 800. It is pretty good, and it also can roll some pretty good nodes. Like this is a pretty good 3-pointer here. I got another one there. You can also roll some really bad nodes. And the one main downside of this is for some goddamn reason, there's no jewel calculator or anything in this game. So there's pretty much no way to know what is on this jewel if you are just looking to buy one. You kind of got to buy one and see what it does. And then if you're rich, it's probably the best, most time efficient way is to just define it yourself. But yeah, I'm not completely sold on this jewel. And then you can also get a node for energy shield. I wonder if this one has any. It doesn't, but it can also give you a node for 40% energy shield. It might be more worth just finding one with like 2 of those nodes or something. Then you don't have to worry about attributes on your gear or anything. Then another really good jewel I have here is Heart of the Against the Darkness. And notable passives and radius give 4% of damage electric cold, then also 2% increased strength. So it's essentially more energy shield and more damage. It's not much more energy shield, but getting a double damage one of these is really expensive. It's like 300 div or something, and I don't really have that many divines for you right now because I converted it all to a mirror. I know. How pathetic of me. But this is a really, 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 really good spot. It is super OP. So now in all of these notable skills, I'm getting +4 cold damage for a total of 20%. There's 5 nodes. So really, really good there. And then I think that's the only notable things on the tree. I do path down here for some crit and some bow stuff, but that pretty much sums up the tree. Anything else? That pretty much sums everything up. I'll do a full build guide once I have the build like fully optimized and whatever, but this is just the first pass. It can get a lot better from here. I think I can probably get around 6k energy shield reasonably, but I don't know. I don't even know if it's worth going CI, honestly. Like, I mean, it's next to good nodes, but yeah, if I didn't go CI, then I could save a bunch of points here by not taking the energy shield, and then don't have to take that, don't have to take these. Save quite a bit of points if you want to go like full glass cannon. Then you have to get like chaos res on your gear though, which is going to be annoying. Granted, that not that annoying. I guess it's like both your rings and then on your belt or something. I might still do that. I might not. We'll see how I'm feeling. I feel like on this build I should just embrace the full glass cannon because of its nature, but yep. I think that's about it. So just an overall really, really strong mechanical combo. And I can also, I think of several ways to scale the speed even more. So tomorrow it will probably be even faster than it is today. Faster, more damage, tankier. A lot of work to be done on this one.